Hello, welcome back to the Little House in the Big Woods. Today we're going to make some biscuits and gravy. I have some ground sausage in here that I'm heating up and going to be using for our gravy, our sausage gravy. We got 4 inches of new snow last night. And our neighbor was already coming through and plowing for us. I'm sorry about that noise. My son is happy this morning, so he's chirping. He's autistic, and those are his noises when he is happy. And he happens to love biscuits and gravy, so I know he'll enjoy this meal. So we'll start on our, while this is sausage is browning, we'll start on our biscuits. I've got 4 cups of flour here. We're going to put 2 teaspoons of salt. You can go however on your salt content you want. I have some baking powder here. We're going to go about a little less than a tablespoon in there. It calls for 2.5, but when I make these big ones, if you do, it's 3 teaspoons is equals a tablespoon. So we got that going. Now we're going to add in our lard. I like to use lard. Some people use butter, oil, all kinds. I use whatever I have on hand because that's just what I do. In fact, this morning the kids wanted biscuits and gravy, but we didn't have any ground sausage. So I did have sausage links. So I end up using the sausage links too. I take them out of their casings. Now that's just what I do. It's not what you have to do. Usually I'll use like a half a package of 1 pound sausage, ground breakfast sausage. But when you're up here on the mountain, you do with what you can. And if that's what you got in your pantry, that's what you're going to use. And that's what I'm using this morning. So I'm just crumbling up this lard into my flour, make it into some coarse bits, mix it up. Yes, I'm using my hand. You don't have to use a pastry cutter or maybe a fork and a knife. Some people used to do that. This is just what I'm doing this morning. Okay, so we got our lard pretty much mixed up here. I'm going to give this sausage a stir. He knows about that sausage, biscuits and gravy. He's waiting for that. So I'm just chopping that ground or that sausage up in the pan to make it in smaller pieces. When you take it out of the casing, it crumbles up pretty good. It does not take long at all to, got my fire a little too hot. I'm already preheating my oven to 475. So I'm going to start adding my milk. Add probably about a half a cup to a cup. Where I've got this bigger because I used the double batch Usually that's what we have to do because we have a bigger family. So I use the double batch, but I use about a cup of milk on this batch. You can see that. Turn my fire down a little bit more. It's going a little bit hotter than I want it to. Okay, now we're getting a little bit more. There I go with my hands again, but like I said, that's just how I do things. You don't have to do that in your house. It's pretty moist. I'm getting this flour all done up in here. You can see it's still sticking to me and getting wet. So just grabbing the bottom of the flour or the flour in the bottom of the bowl and bringing it back around. Now if I was to make drop biscuits, I would add a little bit more flour to it. Make your flour, just drop them in the pan. Now I'm going to add just a tad more. Not too much, just a tad. It's pretty much all ready to go. Might add it just a little bit too much, but okay. It's a little stickier, but it'll work. I got a little flour here. Kind of what you do. At least I do anyways. So, as you can tell, it's all ready in a ball and ready to make some biscuits. So I'm going to set this out of the way. Now, some people would roll this out. Let's see. I just make my own biscuits by hand. I just find it's a little bit faster that way instead of rolling it out. Just doing it so many years, you kind of get a gist of how things are. Okay, so my sausage is good and ready. I'm going to add about 3/4 cup of flour to that. I'll let that sit for just a second while I do some more of these biscuits. And I let that flour absorb the oil, and then I'll give it a quick stir. And then I'll start adding my milk. If you can't tell, this one's a little big, but that's how I make my biscuits. Yep, there's the oven ready. Usually this is a meal we have on Sunday mornings. This is what my husband enjoys on a Sunday morning. So the kids wanted it this morning, so it's not Sunday, but I'm sure my husband will get his biscuits and gravy on Sunday morning too. He's not here this morning anyway, so he'll get them when he comes home. He was in the valley because of our weather. So he picks up supplies while he's down there, so it makes it nice. Not have to run down. I'm sure he don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy being away from him either, but we knew that was what we had to do when we moved up here. Almost done with these biscuits. This one's just a little bit too much. So I'm going to stir this real quick. Okay, now I'm going to add some milk. I'm going to gradually add this milk. If I don't gradually add the milk, I usually end up with lumps, and I don't particularly like flour lumps in my gravy. So I'll let that heat up, and let's see, find a little bit more biscuit in this one. There we go. Okay, so here's the biscuits. I'm going to drop those in the oven and work on this gravy. It's ready to add more. Now I just do it gradually. A little bit more. And I add the milk because when that flour gets in there, it kind of bunches up. So I add the milk, let it sit, get warm, and it meshes with the flour a little bit better. That's my experience anyways. So I'm going to just keep doing this, let these biscuits cook, and then I'll come back. So I wanted to show you a little bit what that looks like. I just added a little bit of milk. You can see it's still pretty thick. I add this milk gradually. Like I said, I don't like to do lumpies in my gravy. So I wait for that milk to get absorbed into that and thicken up, and then I add a little bit more milk. As you can tell, I don't add very much at all. I let that sit and warm up, and then I will gradually add more. I would say that I probably added about 2 cups of milk so far. By the time I'm done, it's usually 4 to 6 cups that I usually get in there, depending on my consistency that I want. Okay, I'll see you back in a minute when this is done. Okay, so my gravy is all finished. The biscuits are all finished, so I'm going to put me a biscuit on the plate. Steamy hot, and get me some gravy. There we go, all done. I don't know if you could see that, but yep, here's our biscuits and gravy. I hope you liked this video, and I hope it's something that you'll be able to make and enjoy. And thanks for stopping by at the Little House in the Big Woods, and have a great day. Spread some joy. Thank you for coming. Bye.